Oops. Hello everyone and welcome to another Verbling class. It's been a few days since I've had a class. Today's class is going to be on Describe What You See. We're going to look at pictures and images and we're going to use that for the basis of discussion. We'll get started shortly because we need a class full of students. See, it's 1 minute after. Are we broadcasting? Let me just check. Yep, we are broadcasting. Good. Let's see, where are the images? All right, I'm just waiting for a few students to come in. I know that we have a good class tonight because I've seen from the reservations that class is already half full. However, some students are probably being kept in other classes, so we just have to wait a few minutes. All right, 2 minutes after. Well, let me get some images ready and we can get started. What we're going to do today is we're going to look at pictures, and then I want you to tell me what comes to mind. What are you thinking? And we'll get started very shortly. I'm just queuing up some images off my network drive. Let's see what I can come up with here. In previous Describe What You See classes, instead of just focusing on, we would just look at an image and try to come up with adverbs to better describe the image. This class is a little different. I want us to be able to tell a story. Hi, Edson.
Hello, sorry. It was this Verbling application that every time that I come in, it pops. Hello, teacher, how are you?
I'm okay. Have you been doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I just came from a place here near to Mexico City. I was having some vacation there.
You gotta love vacation.
Yeah,
Now I notice you've got a different avatar or a logo.
yeah, it's from my favorite show, my current favorite show.
Really?
Yeah, it's how I practice my listening, maybe in a fun way.
Well, what was your favorite show before?
Before, I think it was Doctor House. Yeah,
House,
yeah,
MD.
I just ended the whole all the seasons. I think last week. Yeah. Do you like it?
I used to love House, but I have a new favorite show now,
Yeah. Which one?
Doctor Who.
I saw a lot of that show, but I don't know what it's about. Could you please tell me a little bit more? So,
Well, it's about science fiction.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Doctor Who.
Well, that's what's so interesting about it. It's a very creative show. It really gets your imagination going. And as a child, I loved the show. I really did, Edson. I think as a guy, may I ask your age?
Yeah, I'm 24.
Okay, so especially in your early 20s, shows that I would love if I was a native English speaker, and I am, would be Doctor Who, Top Gear.
Top Gear, yeah, the one with big cars or very
Yeah,
luxurious cars. Yeah, I
yeah,
know
it's
about this
really
show.
about three guys that are just goofs that don't really grow up, but have access to a rock star kind of lifestyle, and it's funny. I mean, they kind of make fun of themselves a lot. It's not a typical American type of humor. British humor, usually you make a lot of fun of yourselves rather than other people, although they are a little irreverent and do make fun of other people too.
Okay.
But Doctor Who, Top Gear, House. Okay, trying to think of what else do I watch right now. That's all I can think of right now. But I want to say hello, Edson, to another classmate of ours. Have you
Okay.
met Raphael before?
Yes, I guess.
Hi, Raphael. Good to see you, buddy.
Hello, Simon. How are you?
Good. Thank you for joining me on a holiday Monday.
Yes, it's hot in Canada.
Yes, in my province it is.
It's nice.
So at 20 to 6, I'm going like, oh my God, I've got a class. And I thought it was 6 and going like, oh boy. And then I realized it was 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock your time. And I thought, oh, honey, I've got a class today. I better get ready. And I didn't even have my classes filled out for this week. But as you know, I've had surgery, so I haven't been quite myself. You'll notice I'm back in my office. And I hope to be able to stay here the entire length of the class. If I can, that's a good sign that I'm much better.
Don't you like our couch?
Well, I don't feel it's very professional of me to sit on my couch and teach. There's also other distractions upstairs. So I like to come down here because it's generally pretty quiet. I don't hear much, and you guys have my full attention.
I see.
Well, guys, describe what you see is going to be a little different today. Raphael, what do we normally do in the class? Describe what you see.
You show some pictures, and
Yep.
you ask us to describe them with the most details as possible.
Well, I'm going to try something a little different today. So I'm still going to show you images, as you can see from what I had for dinner. That was my dinner.
Really?
No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding you. My dinner was very good, though. But what I want you to be able to do is when I show you a picture, I want you to describe something based on that. It could be a memory. It could be something that will happen in the future. It could be, in this case, a favorite meal that you've always desired to have. So I want you to use the picture as a cue. A cue, meaning, do you know what I mean by cue?
A tip?
Sort of. It represents something, okay? So if I show you a picture of food, maybe this picture reminds you of a meal you had years ago. Or maybe, I don't know, there's a type of bread that you had when you were young, you remember smelling it in a bakery. Just come up with them. Well, here, I'll go first. So this reminds me of my very first French baguette that I had. When I lived in the city many years ago, every Friday before I'd drive home, which took an hour and a half, I'd go to the farmer's market and I'd pick up a different loaf of bread. And I always kept coming back to the baguettes. Just the fresh bread, you could smell it. It was so tasty. And to wake up Saturday morning after a long, long work week to know I had a nice fresh baguette waiting for me, that was a good start to Saturday morning. So that's an example of how we'll use describe what you see. So Raphael, based on that image, describe something for me, or a memory. What does it make you think of?
Let me see. Since recently I had some health problems due to I don't know, I was eating too much cholesterol. So the doctor gave me an advice to eating more fruits and vegetables and get rid of, bread and pasta, something with a lot of carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Try to avoid these things because I was gaining too much weight and I had to go on a diet. So he advised that I should eat more fruits, and so since then I started to go to the fair and buying some fruits when I come home from work. So this is nowadays is currently one of my routine. It's part of my routine. Every time I got home from work, I stop at a fair and buy some fruits and vegetables to eat instead of eating dinner.
Nice.
So that's it. It's one of my current. I try to change my diet. Switching fat or junk food for fruits and vegetables.
Excellent. Well done. And you know what? I have to say, probably being the oldest person here, that whenever I start to feel that I'm gaining a little bit of weight, I cut out breads altogether. Because yes, it's over time they sneak up on you. I love bread, I always have. But yeah, fruits and vegetables, they really help keep our health in check. And yeah, things such as spinach, really good for you. Tomatoes are very, very good for you. But I can go on. Thank you, Raphael. Well done. Well said. So Edson, looking at this image, what does it make you think of? And be as descriptive as you can.
Well, it reminds me of my childhood. There was a place where you could buy your vegetables. It was, well, just vegetables and meat, I guess. I was like 6 years old, and my mom used to send me there for whatever she wanted. So, and I was like 6 years old, I guess. But back then, that place of the city was very secure, so you could let your kids be in wherever they want, and everything was okay. So I was like 6, and I was very small, and I remember the manager, no, the salesperson. It was on a kind of wood, I guess, so that made him look a little bit bigger. So I remember to see at his face, but with my just looking at as high as I could. And it was funny because every time I went there, I I think that he was a giant or something like that. It was a really cool guy. He was always making jokes and things like that. So that that's what this picture reminds me.
Excellent. Well said. Great. Daniel, hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you. Well, Daniel, we're doing things a little differently today. Instead of just describing what you see, the image that I'm showing you, I want you to describe something that it reminds you of or makes you think about. So Daniel, looking at this picture, what comes to mind?
Okay. I'll do my best. Okay, that reminds me about my grandma kitchen. My grandma's kitchen.
Hmm.
It was her birthday, and everyone was cooking there because actually I have a pretty huge family. We are maybe 500 people in my family, so
Wow.
I barely know my family, but yeah, we were there and we were cooking like for a restaurant. I don't know. There were so many things in the kitchen: fruits, vegetables, meat, everything you can imagine. And yeah, that reminds me about that day. Pretty crazy.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, guys, this is working out better than I thought. And the good news is it gets you guys talking more. And it's weird though, when I have the image there, you can't see me talking or moving, and that's a little strange. But Raphael, let's see what I can come up for our next image here. Take a trip down memory lane. And again, it can be something that is in the future, something you would like to do, eat, see, what have you. I guess it really depends on the image here. So let's see here. What should it be?
How are you feeling, Simon, today?
Oh, yeah, much better.
Ah,
As you
nice.
can tell, I'm back down in my office. And I was here, I think, last Friday or Thursday, and after about 25 minutes, I had to go upstairs and lay down because it was too painful for me. But here I am, 23 minutes into the class, and I feel great. So I have work tomorrow. Tomorrow's my first day back at work, so I'm really hoping that I can sit for 7 hours.
Cool, nice. I
Yeah,
hope so.
thank you. Actually, I'm lying. I don't really want to sit at all, but I'm not rich. I have to work.
Everyone has to work.
Yes, that's true. Thanks for asking. All right, Raphael, a slightly different image here. What comes to mind?
Sports.
Yes.
Well, it reminds me when something around 5 or 6 years ago, I used to play American football in the beach, at the beach. Uh, well, I was defensive tackle. I was offensive tackle actually, and it was really fun because there was the team was great, and we actually there was a we I played in a championship. There was a championship here in Rio, but just for amateurs. I think they're already becoming professional. I don't know exactly how the team was playing right now because I left the team. It's just time matters and other things. But it was a good experience, and I met lots of friends there when I played with them, and I became a little addicted to American football because I started to understand the game, and it's nice to know, and I love American football.
It's different, isn't it? The rules are different too, aren't they?
Yes, yes, and they uh, there was a difference. Some people say that it's a totally strategy game. It's a game full of strategy, more strategy than soccer. So everyone has a chance to play depending on the position. You don't need to be totally fast, or don't need to you don't have to be strong depending on your position. So I think everyone has the chance to play, and it was fun.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, Francis has joined us. Hello, Francis.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you, Francis.
Mm.
Class is a little different tonight. Instead of describing what you see, I'm showing you an image, and I want you to describe what comes to mind. It could be a distant memory or something that might happen in the future. So looking at this image that I have, what comes to mind?
Uh, Maybe it's a fourth wall represent different titles of game, basketball, soccer, or uh, I don't know the.
Well, what
I
I'm asking you to do is not
I know it's
describe what
very
you see,
in
Francis,
sports.
but to
Yeah.
describe what comes to mind when you see this. What does it make you think of? Is there a memory in the past that you can describe, or is it something in the future that might happen?
But I don't understand the what is the imagine. I don't know what's
Well, I
the
can't
thing
read
about.
your mind, but when you see this picture, what comes to mind? What does it make you think about?
For me, it's an illustration for logo type. The sport is like the represents the different kind of game. Maybe the in the is the present game that like play the United the American people. I don't know. It's true because I don't know what is the real mm, sport they play in United States. But
Okay.
I don't know how I know sport in sport.
Okay, well, thank you, Francis. Edson, it's your turn.
Well, it reminds me my first computer. I guess because back then in the 90s,
Yeah.
you could find a lot of this kind of pictures. I mean, it's not the best pictures you can have these days. If you look for a basketball or all this kind of all this picture, all these items in the picture. So it reminds me that, and me painting or using this software Paint to draw something. I don't know. It reminds me that.
And what kind of what computer was it?
I well, I don't remember the brand or anything. I just remember a funny fact that it just have like 2 GB or something like that, and it was like top of technology. I remember, and I also remember the manual,
Hmm?
and it said that if you want to surf the internet, you better do it at night because yeah, I remember that. It was so funny, and I found that manual like 3 years ago, maybe.
Hmm.
So you can imagine how funny it was.
And now look at us today. We're having video conferences over the internet.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was it reminds me also the sound of the modem back then. Do you remember the sound? It was funny.
Yeah, it was what we called handshaking.
Handshaking? Okay.
Yeah, when you first dial in,
Yeah,
it makes a
exactly. That funny sound.
certain sound.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can play it for you.
Okay.
I have to unplug my headset. Can you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That sound. It was so funny. So funny.
Yeah, that was the sound of the 90s.
Yeah. And the bill for like $200 or more just to visit some page in the other place of the world for a couple minutes. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, see, and you've got me thinking now. I remember um, Well, it wasn't my first computer, but in the 90s I had a computer too, and the sound on it was pretty good. And I just remember some of the sounds of that computer. Um, yeah, so you can tell it's kind of taking me back too as well. But
Yeah, it was so funny.
yeah, it was. All right, enough of memory lane for me. You're not here to listen to my memories. We want to get you guys working on your English, not mine. Daniel, it takes us to you now. What comes to mind when you see this image?
Um, well, the Russia World Cup in 2018. Yeah. Well, actually, I don't like too much to practice sports. I'm not the guy who exercise so much, but I'm not fat. But I really like to watch the World Cup. I was cheering up my team in the last World Cup in Brazil. Well, I wasn't in Brazil, but I was watching all the matches on TV, and I really do want to be there in Russia. Also because I really want to know Russia. I have heard about Russia, um, beautiful places there to visit, beautiful landscapes, so many interesting things to know. So yeah, I wanna be there. I don't know how much would be there, but would be it. But I don't know. I'm trying to open a savings account and try to, yeah, I don't know, to get some
Good for
money.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a baby boy, so I have no dreams or aspirations at all.
Yeah, for him maybe.
Maybe I'll show you guys, let you guys see him a little later today if he's not sleeping. He was being a little bugger earlier.
He's what, 1 month and a half, 2 months?
Three.
Three. Oh, oh.
3 months. Okay, Raphael, I know you're smiling, so I have got the perfect image for you. A lot can be said here. What comes to mind when you see this image?
Well, yesterday, my brother visited me and my mom made hamburgers. So I totally left my diet. I forget my diet and I ate a lot of hamburgers. And well, they're really tasty, but it's a vision. It's a vision of. Unfortunately, I can't resist, eating these things, and so I'd rather not to see this image. But what can I say about that? It's just something I really try to avoid. There's nothing too much to talk about it.
No, it's rather grotesque, though, isn't it? It's huge.
Yes, really huge.
That's a little bit crazy, I think.
Totally
All right.
crazy.
So we'll go on to Francis then. Francis, what comes to mind when you look at this picture?
Well, I suppose it's a chef. He's having a competition with hamburger, and maybe he wins. No, he wants the prize because it's the big hamburger, and really see delicious. No, it's I'd like to taste. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that would blow my diet if I ate that, though. Thank you, Francis. Edson.
Well, it reminds me a place here in Mexico City where you can eat that. Maybe the same. No, no, not same, but well, it's just a place where they sell huge tacos, and people call it bastard tacos just because they are huge. Yeah, and maybe because it's rude to eat one of those. But if you finish one of them, your meal is completely free. But there's no way you can eat that amount of food.
Well, that's what I thought until this woman in the United States managed to eat two 72-ounce steaks, two baked potatoes, a drink, onion rings, shrimp. I don't know, some people are crazy.
Yeah. But
Daniel,
how is possible that someone even tried to
I,
eat that amount?
somebody somewhere thought it was a great idea.
Well, it's not.
No, I agree.
It's unhealthy.
All right, thank you, Edson. Daniel, you're up.
Well, here there is a kind of similar place here in the city where you can find some dishes also, pretty big dishes.
Mhm.
Hot dogs, hamburgers, yeah, French fries, that kind of stuff, junk food. And yeah, if you can finish that, that's gonna be free also here. And actually, that restaurant is 1 block from my house. I never been in that restaurant, but I think I have heard that it's pretty. The food is pretty big, but it isn't tasty. It isn't good. It is gross. It is bad. But
Ugh.
I don't know. I will try it maybe. I don't know.
Don't try it. Don't do that to yourself.
No.
I dare you not to have it.
I'll think about it.
Excellent. All right, well, we always start Raphael off with the first image, and, well, this time is no different. Raphael, what comes to mind?
Hmm. Well, I think the internet in general. Nowadays, we don't have to watch TV nowadays. We can look for almost everything about the information on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So, and information, it's so, how can I say, so fast nowadays. It's so easy to get information and be updated about events and things that already happening in every world, in all the world. Uh, Sometimes it's even hard to choose to establish a filter of information because it's how can I say, it's complicated to establish a filter, and unfortunately there's so many people who writes everything in the internet. Sometimes it's hard to find how can I say, a truth information, not a truth information, an information with uh, in which information we can rely on, or how can I say, people with credibility rather than in the internet. Sometimes it's hard to find the right source for information. So we need to look for different sources and try to extract the best of their sources and try to choose whether it's we are supposed to believe and what is not. That's about news, I have to say.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much. Fast delivery of information, but is it news? Interesting. Francis, you're up next.
Uh, it's a screen that present the news, the maybe the news the day in the different information that they development in this the, the news, and they have the different taglets, and the parts, little part that every news, and they maybe after they development every story, you know,
Mm-hmm.
The news is the title is for television because it's a screen with lights, maybe on the computer or in for television. I suppose the news is like the financial news because the business attraction investor economy is about the topic the financial news.
All right. Yeah, it definitely is off a television broadcast of some sort. Thank you very much, Francis. Edson.
Well, it makes me think about the future of the newspaper, which I think it will be to disappear at
Oh,
least.
you've just gone quiet.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. Uh, I was saying that I think it makes me think in the future of the newspapers, which I think it will be to disappear or at least completely, or be, well, it will be disappear as we know, I mean in paper, but it will continue in a digital way. Um, yeah, that's pretty much what I think when I saw this.
All right. Thank you. Short, sweet, and to the point. Daniel.
Well, it reminds me about every day in my childhood because I live in Colombia and we have an internal war here. And every time, every single afternoon when I got home, there was a new sort of a new news, maybe a new news about yeah, about the someone being killed or sort of a bomb or a car who someone blew up or yeah, whatever, or someone that uh, had been kidnapped or whatever, yeah, that kind of thing. So yeah, it really reminds me about the conflict and the war and that kind of stuff.
It's sad.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to change to a much happier image now. And again, Raphael, you're up next with a brand new image to see what this might bring to mind. What does this make you think about, Raphael?
It reminds me that I need a vacation as soon as possible because I have been working a lot and I don't have enough time for anything else. Just stay home and keep focused on studies and job and everything, stress and everything. So I need, when I look at this picture and I see, well, why not? Why not I have the opportunity to go to I don't know, to a hotel in the woods or in the mountains, go practice some skiing or something like that. Considering the fact that I live in a hot country, we don't have snow here, but I don't know. It's kind of it's something I really want to do someday, maybe in the future. I don't know, but I I'm satisfied with staying home, to stay not stay home, go to the beach and enjoy sun and water, maybe some drinking some. How can I say coconut water or something like that? Is that right?
Hold on a second. You mean this kind of Coke? Oh, sorry, let me unshare. You mean this kind of coconut water? Oh, sorry, wrong side.
Yes, but directly from the source, directly from the coconut, not in a can. But yes, coconut water.
Fresh coconut, freshly, well, you wouldn't say freshly squeezed, fresh coconut water right
Yes,
from the
yes.
coconut. right
Yeah.
from the tree.
Exactly. So that's what the imagery reminds me. Delicious.
Maybe what you should consider, you've got some beautiful neighboring countries that have mountains, Argentina, Peru, and maybe just go there for a little bit. Usually countries that are close by are much cheaper vacations. And if you pick something high up, then it's cooler. Maybe a resort or a lodge. Maybe even a fishing trip, who knows? Yeah, I kind of feel like that too. As I'm sure you know, I have more than one job, and this is just my evening job. I have a day job, and I would like a break too. All right,
We
Raphael?
deserve it.
Yes, we do. All right, Francis, when you see this image, what do you think about?
I imagine the extraordinary beauty, the nature that we have to conservative and protect the environment. I would like to stay in maybe to build a home close the mountain with the lake from the ocean. It's my dream. But maybe in September, maybe I will travel to Canada. Maybe can find a mountain and visit a good place. Cataratas de Niagara.
Well, just keep in mind, if
And
you're ever thinking of visiting North America, especially places like Canada, your summer is our winter. Our winter is a very real cold winter. So just
wow,
bear that in mind. Seasons are flipped.
wow. Never I hiking, but I would like to try the sport, and that I like the nature. I I suppose that it's a good experience. I see the mountain has a ice in the up, no, above the mountain. Maybe it's snow.
We call those snow-capped mountains. So that snow you're seeing, it's probably not
Mm,
ice. I mean, it could be. From
yeah.
this distance, you couldn't tell, but most of the times it's snow.
Mm.
Okay, thank you, Francis. Edson.
Okay.
It reminds me of the landscape that I see every time I go to Cuernavaca.
Mm,
Yeah, there's a volcano here in Mexico. It's called Popocatépetl, and it looks pretty much the same to me. Well, the Popocatépetl has a little bit more snow, maybe, but it's a beautiful landscape.
okay, thank you, Edson. Daniel.
Well, this picture reminds me about the flights I have done in the past, the flight school. Specifically, when you're in the final phase with the runway in front of you, with your left hand in the yoke and your right hand in the throttle lever, and your feet in the pedals, and you're trying to keep an eye on the airspeed, and also trying to have a good hand-eye coordination, try to make a soft landing. That's sort of the landscape you see in a final approach.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Well,
pretty.
judging by the fact that you're here, I would imagine all your landings are successful.
Yes, but never. Sometimes they are not soft.
No, I imagine that they aren't always, and sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes you have crosswinds, and that's kind of a pilot's worst nightmare is a strong crosswind, isn't it?
Yeah, You have a
Yeah.
good knowledge about that.
Hey, I fly. I like to learn a little bit about flight. Plus, I used to fly an FA-18
Hmm.
fighter.
Hmm.
Not my own personal one, but it was a video game. And since we're talking about Edson, kind of started this. Let's see if I can find the video game. This is the video game I had in the 1980s. A game I used to like to play. Oh, here we go. I got to show you this.
Combat Flight Simulator. No.
Yeah, well, it's a specific one. So let me just
Okay.
share my screen. That's a bit too big. Let me make this window a little smaller. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to resize things. All right. There we go. Share. This is my first real powerful, awesome computer. Now that was supposed to be in the future, but it really wasn't.
Was that a game?
Yep, that was That was from like 1988. The video
2D.
game that I have.
Not 3D, right?
No. This was prior to 3D. At this point, you were lucky to have these kind of graphics. This computer had 2 megs of memory.
Wow, it was like top of the age.
Oh no, this one only had 1 meg of memory. But they're vector-based graphics, making it appear 3D. Actually, no, they were 3D.
Oh, looks nice to me.
Actually, that's 3D now, I think.
Yeah, I forgot it is 3D. And I used to play this game all the time, so you had to learn how to use your rudders and all that sort of stuff. You had to keep your eye on. See, if you don't watch the instruments, you really don't know where you are.
What is the location?
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
So this is kind of a bit down my memory lane here, guys. You're watching this. I don't know if any of you have heard of this computer. It's called the Amiga.
Nope.
Oh.
I don't know about it.
Yes, I've heard about it.
A computer that was ahead of its time. It was the first multimedia computer, and when I heard about it, I thought, I've got to have this. A lot of computers at the time only had like 4 colors or 8 colors, and this was something very, very different. So, yeah, a bit of a trip down my memory lane. I'll stop that now. That's just silly stuff. All right, so I'm going to start with Daniel this time because we always start with Raphael. Daniel, what comes to mind?
Well, 2 weeks ago I was in the movies watching Budapest Hotel. Yeah, I bought some popcorns. I was with my girlfriend, my sister, and my dad. The movie was pretty bad, I think. I really don't like it, but it's sort of a British comedy, and I don't like British comedy. I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, that reminds me about that day.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, let's see what it reminds Edson of, and hopefully he doesn't say, yeah, I just saw that movie yesterday too.
No, it reminds me of cinema here in Mexico City, which is different from the other ones. And it reminds me that because they use this kind of package, I think, this kind of bag with the red and white stripes. And the tickets there reminds me the sauces. They give you, well, I don't know how to call this package, small package to put sauce to your popcorn. And yeah, it reminds me that place. It's very different from I think it's It's a maybe it's because it's a little bit more expensive than the other ones, but it's better because the seats are more comfortable and you enjoy a little bit more your movie.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. We have a new student here, Ezra. Hello, Ezra. No Ezra there. Okay, let's go to Francis. Francis, what comes to mind when you see this image?
I remind last time I went to the cinema in Kansas City. I don't remember exactly the movie, but no, but I share my popcorn and hot dog. I don't like the popcorn because for me it's it's for me no it's a good food no it's good food no I prefer to drink beer and I eat wings but I don't I know used to eat popcorn in the or watch a movie in the 80s no it's supposed it's for me it's food for uh, for kids not for adult person but it's my opinion.
All right, thank you very much, Francis. Raphael.
Yes.
What does this image make you think of?
Maybe how absurd is the price of popcorn here in Brazil in movies? How much is a popcorn there in Canada in movies?
I think it's too much. I'm not sure if that's $3 or $4, but it's a lot.
And what about the combo? The popcorn plus a cup of soda or Coca-Cola. Do you know how much is it?
No, because usually when I go to the movies, I don't really like popcorn. I don't really like the soda pop. It's not very healthy. If they had coconut water, I would drink that. But
well, here in Brazil, it's something. It's $35, I think. Just a cup of yes, it's absurd. So, and it's a steal, in my opinion, the price of this. I don't go to movies a lot, but when I go to movies, I normally eat outside, just to not spending money there. So, I'm not also a big. I'm not a fan of popcorn either. So
get stuck in your teeth.
Stuck in their teeth, it's not healthy, and because they add a lot of seasoning in the popcorn, a lot of chemical compounds and everything, just to bring that smell, that tasty smell, that. But I don't like popcorn.
I don't blame you, sir. I don't blame you. Hello, Shafar. What comes to mind when you see this image here?
Yeah, of course. We see every day in cinema. But I mean, I don't understand what effect of these popcorns, but I really like it. I usually bring that one when I want to cinema, and then it's very interesting because when you're alone in cinema, this can help you to forget that you are alone. Yeah.
All right, thank you. And Shafar, welcome. I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
All right, I want to share something, and again, this is what you can blame Edson for this later. But it reminds me when I was young in the 90s and I played games, video games, and not like today. But I want you to hear the sound effect or the theme music to some of these games. See if you guys have heard anything like this. Almost sounds like.
Sounds great. It sounds like a space battle kind of game or something.
Alien.
Well, this one's called Alien Breed.
Really?
Yeah, the game is called Alien Breed.
Sounds great.
So this is
the good old times.
Yeah, this is retro video game music.
That sounds like Contra or something like that.
This one's about an assassin. Again, this is like 1980 to 1990s.
Oh, great.
What kind of game do you think this one is?
It's like traveling in time.
Yeah, it's not really traveling time, it's a fighting game.
Okay. No, I mean hearing those sounds.
Oh, yes. Let's see. No, you guys would know this one. This is it. I'm trying to find some good ones.
It also sounds like alarm clock from the early 2000s.
Sounds very 80s. I know Raphael's making funny faces.
I didn't recognize any of these sounds. You know.
No. That's unbelievable. Let me try again. No. Oh, anyhow, let's stop that. It's silly after all.
No,
But
it's fun.
If you feel like going down memory lane or you want to know what kind of computer I used, search on Amiga by Commodore. And very unique computer. It was way ahead of its time, and unfortunately Commodore didn't know what to do with it. But it was the computer that started video editing on the home computer back when it used to cost $100,000 to do. This computer made it affordable at nearly several $1,000s. So it really started to change that part. Just like Apple started to change desktop publishing, the Amiga changed to desktop video, or what we today call nonlinear editing. Now any computer can do video editing, but back then it was a very, very different thing. Guys, we've reached the hour mark, and I can tell you, I feel great. My health is back, and I'm able to move around again. But what I'm still doing is I'm going to be picking up more classes for this week. I only have about 5, though. But you never know. I want to thank you guys so much for being patient with me the last couple of weeks. What do I have planned for this week? Well, I've got a couple of classes. Tomorrow I have academic English. Then on Thursday I have pronunciation, and we're going to focus on the TH sound. And then, of course, it's Raphael's favorite class on Friday, role-playing.
Okay.
And I think we'll do things a little differently. Who knows? Maybe we'll go down memory lane and maybe we'll try and act out certain things. Or maybe I'll find a really bad play on the internet and we'll take turns practicing it.
Or chasing a snake in a bathtub.
Oh, Raphael, that was great. I did this once before, though. I found like a piece of Shakespeare or something, and I made sure every student had a copy of it, and we took turns practicing it. And I expect nothing but bad acting, but it should be a lot of fun.
I can do that.
Excellent. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming. Without you guys, it just isn't the same. And it certainly doesn't feel like work for me, so hopefully it doesn't completely feel like work for you guys.
Okay. Thank you, Simon. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Goodbye.